Friends, sadly, we are at the end of the 2015 Los Angeles International Auto Show. But I have good news. We found the lovely Jill Ciminillo. And do you remember her from Chicago? Because she's in town from ORD, from the Second City, the Windy City, whatever you guys do there. So we've seen each other like 85 times in the past 2 days.
Yes.
But we have not chatted. What did you like in the show?
Well, I would say of the things that launched at the show, I really liked the new Scion was CHR concept.
Oh, the concept car.
The little crossover.
Now, what is that supposed to be? What is that going to be?
I don't know. I think it's probably going to be like the first kind of crossover-ish car. They said it's not a crossover, but it's a crossover, I think. But
the biggest growing segment. I can see why they go after it.
You know, small SUV, like absolutely. Why would they go after it?
Did you drive that IA, by the way?
I did.
Pretty awesome.
It is. You know, both the IA
awesome.
and the IM are really impressive.
Yeah.
People are asking, I'm buying my daughter a new car, and I'm like, Scion, go look at Scion.
Oh, definitely. Okay. So what did you like here at the show, though, besides that? A real car. Let's put aside concept cars.
A real car? You know, actually, the Mazda CX-9, I'm kind of excited about that. Oddly, it's an SUV, it's a 7-passenger vehicle, but
okay, so
I'm excited about
a little
that.
behind the scenes. Jill, congratulations, recently got married.
Yes.
But sadly, she married a wildcat.
Whatever.
Which I'm not happy about.
Whatever.
So your inner mommy is coming out in you now.
Well,
Getting
I
ready.
wouldn't quite say that.
I got to tell you, I did like that. I thought
yeah.
they knocked it out of the park.
They did.
Did you see the inside?
I did.
Oh,
I
wait a
sat
minute.
in it.
Yeah. We weren't supposed to sit in the car, and you're the only one that got to sit in the car.
I did, but I got a really great picture.
It's so, you know, everybody talks about like the craftsmanship and all, and frankly, like Chrysler talks about it too much, and it's kind of crap in their case. But in that Mazda, like, the wood is actually really nice in that car, and then the seats.
Yeah.
That the seats in that, the leather is almost as good as you'd get in like a, what is it called, the Platinum Escalade, where they do this semi-aniline leather. It's basically what they did there. It's Napa leather instead.
And by the way, sitting in it was really comfortable too.
Thanks for rubbing that in. Okay, so we got to have an important discussion here.
Yes.
I like the Buick. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that's kind of my favorite of the show, but I like the Buick.
You know, I like the new emblem that they're doing with the 3 colors. They bring in the color back. It's not just the plain
They completely reinvented Buick, and you're talking about the badge.
I am talking about the badge. I like the badge. I like
you
the
really
little
did My
details.
Iron Wildcat, didn't you?
Whatever.
I got to tell you, from a design perspective, it just stunning. Like, believe it or not, I had to sit down to soak that car, and usually I don't. Usually I do the walk around. I do the designer thing where I look very serious and I spend time contemplating the design and the proportions. That it knocked me on my ass.
Yeah. No, well, you know, and what's surprising is they actually did a really good job of bringing a lot of the details from the Avenir into the LaCrosse. I didn't think they'd be able to do it, but they did. Well, you know, one of the things that I've noticed in the design that's going on right now is there's a lot of hard lines coming out. So from the Scion to the Acura to even the Civic Coupe that they just kind of debuted here, you're seeing a lot of long horizontal lines, edgy, really hard design, and I really like it in all of the cars that I'm seeing.
That's I'm going to go back to the Buick. But that's what I liked about the Buick, because what they've done is they've taken lines that it's not so much a sweep spear like a Buick is used to, but they run the line back here, and then whoever watched the episode has seen this obviously already, but then they pick up another line here and they take out all of the mass. By adding lines, it actually makes it look more organic than this origami that Honda's doing.
I don't mind the origami.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of their design as of late, especially that big snout thing they're doing there. I really didn't like it. I got to tell you, I'm also, I'm really surprised. I know that Renault and Mercedes Daimler have this partnership, but I got to tell you, I am stunned that Mercedes let them take a GLA and turn it into an Infiniti.
Right.
Like, this is the first time I've actually seen it in person, and it's down to the switchgear is Infiniti. Mercedes. Right. So kind of surprised about that.
Okay.
What else? What else are we missing here? I feel like there was a bunch of stuff that we kind of missed. Oh, there was the Lamborghini, of course. That was pretty cool. 2-wheel drive Lamborghini.
Yeah, that was really cool. The Huracan.
The Huracan. Just like the name Huracan.
I know. Got to say it properly. Yeah. It's like but that was.
I'm going to test you right now.
Okay.
How do you pronounce the name of the city where that car is manufactured? Mrs. Wildcat. I got some news for you.
Okay, I like news.
Yeah. So, for many years, we had like a vacancy on the show.
Okay.
We did not have the parent company
Oh.
of this company,
The very Motorworks.
Bayerische Motorenwerke. And we've come to an agreement.
Okay.
And we are now featuring BMW cars on the show.
Awesome.
Yes, although we did feature Rolls-Royce cars on the show for many years.
Okay.
But we did our first episode with the 7 Series.
Yes, I saw that.
Had a lot of fun driving
Yeah.
a big luxury car on a racetrack.
Right.
Which I've got to tell you, I take my hat off to them for having the balls to do that.
Yes.
Well, guess what? I have some news for you.
I like news. What's the news?
We are going to now add the corporate sibling, MINI, to the show. Very excited. And actually, this very car here.
Okay.
So we're going to drive this car in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Going down to the south, going down to Savannah, Georgia, and going to drive this the Clubman.
Okay.
Did you know that this thing has 3 cylinders?
That's actually pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, it's 134 horsepower.
3 cylinders.
162 pound-feet of torque. Comes in at 1,750 RPM or 1,250 RPM, something like
Okay.
that. From 3, well, it's a turbocharger,
right.
obviously.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing, it's 3,100 pounds and it still goes 0 to 60 in under 9 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of intrigued to drive it.
Yeah.
Because 3 cylinders, I think Geo Metro.
Right. Well, and these cars are always really fun to drive.
Oh, notice the barn doors.
Oh, yes.
I like the
doors.
barn doors. Okay,
Much easier to access.
yes, barn doors for the animal that is a wildcat, Mrs. Wildcat. Okay, this is not hard for you.
still
You've been in much more challenging places. Well, let's close it.
Okay. Closing.
Okay, now that we've dispensed with Chicago, perhaps we should get to the business of talking about some of the upcoming things on the show. You know what? Let's bring Jill back because I know she has a question for you. So how are we going to leave a question for the audience? Because we want to make sure that they weigh in on this Los Angeles Auto Show thing.
Right. You could go with the standard auto show question.
Oh, like what's their favorite?
Well, not what's their favorite. What car would you want in your driveway?
Oh, 911 GT3 RS. Simple. Yeah, done. What about you?
Acura NSX. Come on, we've already covered that.
I would mop the floor with your ass in a GT3 RS. There is no doubt about it. But obviously, we have the question we're going to put out to you guys.
Right.
What car? So that Scion does not count then because it's a concept car.
No, I think the Scion would count. Like concept car, production car. What
Wow,
car
you
would
are
like
very
to see in your
generous. You
driveway?
Chicago people are very generous. Very generous. Okay, so there you go. The boss has basically weighed in. What car would you want on your driveway? Would you want that Scion concept car? Basically, anything we've showed you over the past week,
Yes.
or anything we haven't showed you over the past week that is at the 2015 LA Auto Show.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments below or via our social media, MotoManTV all one word, MotoManTV all one word. And I want to leave you with a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, make sure you join us in 3 weeks when we go to Savannah, Georgia to drive this car, the first Mini on our show. Number two, make sure you download we have a fancy new mobile application.
Oh, no.
Do you have it on your phone?
I do not have it on my
You
phone.
are fired. We have a fancy new mobile application which you can download from Apple iTunes and Google Play. And number three, your show is coming out pretty soon.
Yes, Chicago.
So I think if we go there,
Yes.
would you join us and do another one of these Ask Motomans where we do a live thing and people can ask you questions directly?
Absolutely.
Okay. And in the interim, how can they get in touch with the girl in the trunk?
Well, they're the easiest way, because Girl in the Trunk is so catchy to remember.
It is kind of weird.
At Girl in the Trunk on
Yeah.
Twitter, you can find me.
Were there problems growing up that led you to this life of being in a trunk?
I'm Italian. Come on. But that would probably be one of the easier ways to catch me. I mean,
Yeah.
Jill Ciminillo, like trying to spell that out on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's my primary
So it's
Twitter
the Catholic
handle.
guilt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jill Ciminillo.
Yeah, Jill Ciminillo.
And that's Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very easily found.
Oh, hey now. Hey, well, look at
Could
any
be
trunk
scary,
around here.
right?
And with that, we are going to bid you adieu from the 2015 LA Auto Show and the California Republic because we need to send her back to Chicago.
And the snow.
And the snowstorm that is coming.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. So, bis später.